Hello and welcome or welcome back. Today we're just going to be playing some more Killing Floor 1 and just talking about a scary movie I watched. Yeah, I'll just stop rambling and we'll get right into it. Oh yeah. Thank you all for chilling, by the way. I'm going to run around and get all this ammo because I'm Berserker and I'm going to need it. Because guess what? I watched probably one of the more underrated slashers last night, in my opinion. It came out in 2007. It's a movie called Hatchet. And I don't know if you've heard of it. I know a lot of people haven't heard of it, but it's a very good movie. It has the one of the guys, Kane Hodder. He's very famous for playing Jason a couple of times, and he's done like a couple of monsters in movies. You know, he's really good at scaring the shit out of people, and he's really good at doing the fake kills. You know, doing the movie magic killing. He's a big dude. Ooh. And he's imposing and he's intense. I even watched some of the special features on it because, you know, I don't know. That movie's really good. It's very basic. It's only about like 80 minutes or so. So I mean, like if you have a chance to watch it, I'd do it. It's a very good movie if you like slashers. And the practical effects are next level. The kills are just something else. Ah. There we go. Anyway, the movie starts off and it's Mardi Gras, and this is the new shit by fucking Marilyn Manson is playing. That's a good song. I don't know. I remember when that song came out, and it was in a time when classic musicians, or like not classic musicians, but like musicians that have been around for a minute have been coming out with crap. So, yeah, pretty good. But anyway, yeah, it's Mardi Gras. And, you know, these I think they're like college students are, you know, partying. One guy, I think his name was JD from Grandma's Boy, if you've ever seen that movie. He was the nerdy game developer. He was like the insufferable, like the bad guy, I guess, in the movie. But you know, he plays just like an average dude that, you know, got his heart broken, you know, typical, by a chick he was with for a minute, again, typical. So the guy's relatable. He's got his buddy. He's almost like the comic relief, you know. He's his best friend, and he just wants to stay and party and help his buddy, you know, get laid to get over his girl. But, you know, not everybody's the same. Life isn't one size fits all. So the main character, the guy that got his heart broken, what he wants to do is he wants to go on like just like a haunted boat ride. He's sick of partying. He's sick of titties. He just wants to go on like this bayou ride where like you could see like the swamp gases, you know, the swamp lights, you know, the people just say they're ghosts or whatever, but that's pretty much the gist of it. And, you know, he meets this chick, which, you know, I fucked up the beginning of it. It actually starts off with two gator hunters, and one of them's Robert Englund. And his boy, his son are out there. He's, you know, he's grown. He's not a kid. But they're out there, and, you know, stuff happens, and, you know, the main antagonist, the bad guy, you know, Hatchet, pretty much. That's not really his name, but he gets a hold of him. But anyway, those guys they go to find that boat trip, right? And they find Tony Todd, you know, Candyman. He's a horror legend, that guy. And you know, he's like, I can't do boat trips at night anymore. And then he's like leading up to this story where like where something bad happens, you know, where the big bad guy kills a bunch of people, but somebody just slipped on his boat and sued him, and he's just like, no, I'm not fucking doing night boat trips anymore, yada yada, go to this place. So they go to this other place. Yeah, so they go to this other place, they talk to this guy. The boat captain, he owns it. He's like a comic relief too. They schedule the little trip and everything like that, you know what I mean? But they get charged $40 each. This stuck out to me. I don't take notes, but this stuck out to me. $40 each in 2007 for a fucking little haunted bayou boat ride. That's a lot of money. But anyway, they get on the bus to get there, and there's an old couple there, and one of the guys, or the husband rather, is if you remember Joe Dirt, he was the guy that helped Joe, like towards the end of the movie. He's the one that finds, helps him find his parents. He tells him where his parents are. And, you know, he talks about, what is it, Buffalo Bob? He's just like, he talked about Buffalo Bob and him being put in the hole. You know, they did the Silence of the Lambs parody and that, and Joe was in the hole, you know, talking about wanting, what is it? He wanted fucking auto magazines. He's like, hey, man, come on. Yeah, that was pretty fun. He was that guy, that old guy. Also, Bill Murray's brother's there. You know, the guy, he was in Shameless. If you ever watched Shameless, the show, that was good for a couple of seasons. But he's married to Joan Cusack in that one. She was agoraphobic. She was afraid of going outside. She was hilarious in that show. But he's like a smut director, you know, an adult film director. Like they're trying to do the whole Girls Gone Wild thing. He's got 2 chicks there, and woo. Oh wait, I forgot that Berserker's got like added resistances. Anyway, yeah, so that's funny. Bill Murray's brother's a fucking Girls Gone Wild director, kind of. And then the guy, the main character, you know, they're sitting down on the bus. His buddy finds a chick to sit. One of the girls from the video he sits down next to. He's kind of happy for a minute. He's been complaining the whole time. He just wants to party and get in some titties and stuff. You know, it's understandable. But oh shit, he just tracked me. But then the guy from the main character, the guy from Grandma's Boy, he sits down next to a local chick who happens to be the daughter of Robert Englund and the sister of the guy that disappeared in the beginning of the movie, that got killed in the beginning of the movie. Well, she doesn't know that they're dead, obviously. But yeah, so they're on their way there. Ooh. And during that whole thing, you know, she's all like ominous and brooding and all this, you know, and he's just trying to talk to her in an awkward way. It's actually kind of funny. And on the boat, they get to the boat, and on the boat is where you hear their captain, who is very inexperienced, the tour guide that's very inexperienced. He's funny. He's a Korean American, I believe, and he's doing the Creole accent, and then he like yells in Korean when he's frustrated, and then when they find him out a little bit, he goes and he has a Korean accent, and then he panics again, and then he just has like a fucking like American accent. It's actually really funny how that character works. But he tells this half-assed story about the main protagonist. His name is Victor Crowley. He was I'll just tell you the story. He was born very deformed, and I can't remember what they said happened to his mom. But it was just him and his dad loved him, and he kept him locked away in a cabin, like on the bayou, and you know, just took care of him. He loved him, and the dad was also played by Kane Hodder too, so that's actually really cool how he did that. But anyway, he was growing up. He was growing up a little bit, but before, well, hold on. He was bullied. Like he would go to like his dad would take him with him places and stuff like that. Like the kid was severely deformed, and. But he would keep them covered up in the car. But they would go to the gas station. There would be kids, or like the corner store, whatever. And there would be kids waiting there for his dad to go inside so they can go and torment the kid a little bit. And so he already had a bad relationship with the outside world. But he like years later, he's grown, and it was Halloween, and these teenagers want to get a good look at him. So they throw firecrackers at his doorstep, trying to get him to come out, you know. And they set the door on fire. And as he's trying to get out, his dad pulls up, and he's trying to bash down the door with a hatchet, and Victor was pressed up against the door at the time, and he takes the hatchet and goes right into Victor's forehead, and he falls down and dies. And then his dad just like runs away, and then it says 10 years later he just dies of a broken heart, and you see him there. And you know, I don't know, Kane Hodder, I've never really seen him act like that. Like, he's usually a psychopath, so seeing him be, like, you know, depressed and sad, like, it shows a little bit of range for him. Granted, he doesn't have any lines, but shortly thereafter, the fucking, the captain ends up crashing the boat somehow. We're really stupid. He racks it up. I'm looking at it, he got way too close to the damn shore and hit a rock. But anyway, they're getting off of it, and the old man from Joe Dirt, very optimistic. He's just like, let's just crawl across. There's a downed tree. Let's crawl across this tree, you know, and get to shore, and, you know, we'll figure it out. Well, he's going, and he falls like a little bit. He like racks himself on the branch, and then he gets his leg grabbed by a alligator. So now there's that. He's bleeding, and they need to get him out. So they get to shore. Holy shit. They get to shore, and the girl tells the real story. The girl whose family disappeared, whose dad and brother disappeared. It tells the real story of Victor Crowley. Ooh. And okay, you guys can go ahead and fight it out. And after she's done telling the story, they're like, well, that's bullshit. The guy's like, that's bullshit. The house is miles away. She was like, no, it's not. It's right there. You know, just so happens the house is right there. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, the cabin is right there. And desperate to like get to a road to get to anywhere because the old man's leg is fucked. He's bleeding. They find out that the road is on the other side of his house, you know, so they're very like apprehensive. But as they're moving them towards there, if I remember right, they hear Victor yell, they hear him scream, and that prompts most of them to start walking back. But the old couple, the older woman is like, what the hell? There we go. Is hopeful. Oh shit. Is hopeful that there's someone there to help. And so they're desperate. They're running towards him. And so then Victor comes out of the house, and this is when the movie gets good. Poor old man from Joe Dirt. I love that actor, but he gets grabbed, and Victor just starts hacking down on his shoulder like sideways and cuts him diagonally in half. The practical effects in this movie are amazing. You know, and after he's done with him, you know, he throws the top like quarter of his body to the side, right? So, and then he grabs the lady. She's running away, and it's really cool. He grabs her like by the bottom jaw and puts his hands in her mouth, right? Bottom jaw, upper jaw. And then as the camera's spinning, I like how they change it out, like how they do the movie magic. And he just like rips her head from like, you know, just opens it up. Like, I don't know, was that in that King Kong movie where he did it to that, like a dinosaur or something like that? Yeah, he like just rips the head kind of off. It's brutal, and the special effects are amazing. After that, they split up a little bit. I think Bill Murray's brother gets split up from the group. I think it starts off, it's like 9 people, including the tour guide. So that's just you know, context of how many people are there, I guess. Yeah, he gets split off, and you know he thinks he's being slick, and he gets caught, and his head twisted off. It's pretty. That's another effect that's really good. Yeah, and then you know they go back to the other people, right? You know the girls, the Girls Gone Wild girls and stuff like that. Well, he ends up getting one of them, and he's got a sandblaster or a sander, right? That he uses on her bottom jaw. And then I believe when the boat director, I think, tries to help her or something like that, or the boat director, the fucking tour guide, helps her. Oh, I got that flesh pound. But that was a mistake. He ends up getting his leg chopped off with a shovel, and then decapitated with the same shovel. And then that poor girl that just had the bottom of her jaw sandblasted off gets picked up and slammed down right on top of the shovel handle. So she gets impaled on that. So that sucks. She was like, that was one kill I kind of felt bad for, because she was like, that was prolonged as hell. Like their kills are brutal. Like the way the brother and the dad died in the beginning was fucking brutal. Like the brother gets ripped to pieces. Like that was like, I don't know. The special effects are just super awesome. The other chick from the Girls Gone Wild, she dies off screen when they're trying to lure Victor into a shed to set him on fire and end it once and for all. But the second they lure him into this shed, it starts raining. So they only have like minutes to kind of get away and get some distance. All right, chainsaw v chainsaws. Right now, chainsaw v chainsaw. I thought there were 2 of them. Yep. So all that's left while they're running through a cemetery towards the end of the movie here is just the main character, his friend, and the chick whose family was killed in the beginning of the movie. So like they're just trying to gain space. They're just about to get out of the cemetery, and that's when Victor comes around the corner. And like It's just really like the reactions that the cast that these actors have is so good, and there's a reason for it. But anyway, they finally seemingly as they're getting out of the cemetery, the guy's friend gets grabbed and he just says run. As he gets like bear hugged from behind, like all of his ribs broken, and then Victor rips his oh shit, rips his arms off, right, and then grabs him up by his ankles. Ooh shit. Grabs him up by his ankles, right, and then oh shit, she just keeps doing it. Damn it, now I'm out. And then smashing him against the mausoleum head first, like it just pops his head. It's brutal. Like this movie is pretty brutal, and it's fantastic. Oh my god, that was cool, but intense. All right, so yeah. Anyway, he chases him, and then he chases the last two, right? And he takes like a metal fence, like post, and spears the one guy in the foot, the main guy in the foot, right? And then as he's charging at them, they just bend it down and kind of like use it as like a spear, right? And Victor just runs into it neck first. And they think it's done, right? They think it's done. Well, you know, the end of the movie happens and it's kind of left open-ended. I'll let you watch it if you feel like it. But yeah, the reason why the cast had such good reactions is because Kane Hodder, every time he was in costume or you know in makeup and stuff, he wore a big jacket and a thing over his face so the people didn't see him, so they wouldn't get used to it. And he was just super intense. Like he'd be off in the background, just like screaming and hitting shit just to get into character. And like that's when you see like the cast is like jumping and screaming and they're super jumpy and it actually works. And then when he jumps out, it's a genuine reaction. That's like the first time that they see him. The first time that they saw him, the actors, was at the end of the movie. They filmed the cemetery scene before anything else, and as he's jumping out, the just like visceral reaction, you know, is actually pretty cool. Like in the special features, you see like the girls are crying. The chick that he grabbed for the sandblaster, she's like after they say cut, she's just on the ground like on her knees like crying because it was just so intense, you know, like. It's crazy. Yeah, it's good. That's a good visceral reaction to get out of your actors for real. Some people are sensitive and would be like, that's mean. No, that's acting. That's acting. There he is. I heard one in the part. What are you doing? Other than dying, bitch. Yeah, boy. Well, if you stuck around this long, I really appreciate you. Yeah, I don't know. Have you seen Hatchet? I know it's got one or two sequels, and then they have like a reboot or something called Victor Crowley, I believe. If I remember right, I haven't seen these movies in a long time. Maybe I'll seek them out. But I remember the like reboot not being very good. So, but anyway, yeah, I'll stop ranting and rambling and let you get on with your day or night. If you just please consider doing all the things that YouTube likes and that I appreciate very much. Thank you so much for hanging out. It really does mean the world to me. You have a good one, and I'll catch you on the next one.